All right, so before I run down the top 10, let me say this. There are people who finished outside the top 10 that made amazing calls. There were people who didn't even get on the air that who knows what they could have done. We were wall to wall to wall. There are people who could have made it better who didn't get on. There are people outside the top 10 that probably could have finished top 7 or top 5 in any other year. What I'm saying is this is one of the deepest, best competitions we've ever had, which speaks to you clones and the power of the show and the power of you clones. 29 years in, we had a smack-off of that depth and caliber. Nobody can say, hey, Rome, first hour sucked. Hey, Rome, 4 good calls. I'm telling you, it took everything in my power to figure out the top 10. And people are going to be pissed because people always are pissed. But if you go to social right now and you look at the way everybody scored it, everybody's got a different top 10. This is wild. All right, are we ready? Hey, Tommy, let me check in with you real quick, dude. Take a deep breath, Chalk. All right, so this was your baby this year. Dude, how exhausted are you?
It's been one hell of a Smackoff season, then it was one hell of a Smackoff week, and now it's been one hell of a Smackoff. I am literally out of breath.
Dude, how would you describe today?
Amazing. I mean, truly incredible Smackoff, literally wire to wire, start to finish, the entire event. There were no breaks, there were no breaths, and amazing calls. Thank you, guys. That's all I can say.
Yeah,
Thank
no doubt.
you to everybody who called in today and hit the air.
Yeah, I mean, I know that there's going to be 15 people who are, 15 million who are pissed and one happy person. But thanks to everybody.
Yeah, I have a feeling this is about to go down as maybe the most controversial Smackoff, but I guess that means it was a damn good show.
Well, they are every single year, but you're right. You're right. I will tell you this, because I've been here for every one of them. It was the toughest one I could ever remember to have to call, because it's not 1 or 2. It's like 5 or 6. All right, let's do this. And I'm looking at some of these names, and I can't believe where they are. And then when they hear their name called, they're not going to believe where they are. But this is not an easy job, and this is why they pay me the pretty big coin. Somebody's got to make the call. Let's run it down. 10-1. Top 10. And one of the best top 10s, if not the best top 10 ever. Number 10. Benny and Wisco. And listen, when I run down this top 10, I can't potshot anybody. You know, I can't poke holes in anybody. It just was that tough. It was that deep. Benny made a really good call. His second 10th place in a row, right? They're different. Exactly. There are different kinds of 10th places, right? Like, there's a disappointing 10th, and then there's a good 10th. I know you would say to me, hey, Rome, there is no such thing as a good 10th. Yeah, there is. That's a good 10th. Benny made a good call. Coming in 9th, one of the shockers of the day, and he proved me right. He proved himself right. He proved me right. V in his debut with a top 10er. V in the fee, number 9. Number 8. This means we have a new champion. Caleb, my guy. Good call. Really good call. I got you 8th. Like I said, I would be hard-pressed to ever think that after he won a championship, I would ever see Caleb come in 8th, but that's how good today was, because he made a very good call. Next one, same thing. Iafrady in 7th? Iafrady can roll out of the bed and make a phone call. Well, that's what he does anyway. And not finish 7th, but did. Like, that's his second worst finish ever, and it's a great call. A great call. I mean, everything going forward is a great call. 6th. Left made one of his best calls. That was a great call. Left made a great call. No gimmicks. Straight smack. High heat. 6th. Which brings me to the impossible 5. How do you score the top 5 on a day like this? Shawnee, the original Dynasty. Great call. Little long, touch long. But some of the finest moments of the day were in that call. He did so many things well in that call. The Cabonasian, 5th. 4th place. A lot of you are arguing online that this is the best call this guy ever made. It might be. But on this day, it was still just fourth. Rick in Buffalo. Great call, Rick. My guy. Great call. Which brings us to the controversial three. And they'll talk about this for years, I'm sure. Number 3. The GOAT, Brad and Corona. Fact is, the call may have been the best call of the day, but it was not good enough to overcome the double glitch. 2 technical glitches. I made it so clear. You have to have a clear connection. It's got to be a clear connection. He may have overcome the first glitch early. The call was amazing. It always is. But then he couldn't stick the landing. If you're going to have that call, you have to stick the landing. You have to stick the landing, and then he had his second glitch. Which brings us to the 2 marks. Who you got? Mark in Boston or Mark in Hollywood? Mark in Hollywood, for instance, bidding to go wire to wire, a near impossibility. And he gimmicked it up with incredible production value. Then you have Mark in Boston, who also went gimmick. That thing, I don't know if you know if you're wondering whether or not he actually went to the Lorelei. He went to the Lorelei. He went to Wisconsin. He did that call from the Lorelei, rocking a cow's costume. He didn't just say that, he did that. So I'm thinking, who did the thing that stood out most of all on this show today? What was the most outstanding singular thing? Was it Mark in Hollywood and that incredible production value? Or was it Mark in Boston in a cow costume in the champ's house? Which Mark is it? Her up. Brilliant phone call. Brilliant idea. Brilliant gimmick. I mean, it's this close. It's a coin flip, yo. It's a coin flip. And this guy came this close to wiring the field. Mark in Hollywood, runner up. I'm giving it to the guy in Boston. Mark in Boston, and the reason I'm giving it to him is not only was it the best call, this dude went into the defending champ's house dressed as a cow, announced in a different state, showed up as the enemy and ripped the crown off the champ's head. To me, it was the most standout moment of the entire day. He went into the champ's house and ripped that crown off his head. Go to the phones. We have a first-time champ bouncing back from huge disappointment last year. Mark in Boston, the king of smack, the winner of Smackoff 29. Mark, congrats, champ. How you feeling?
Hail to the victors, valiant. Hail to the conquering heroes. Don't feel too bad for Mark in Hollywood. He's a Philly fan. They come in second in every single thing they do, Jimbo.
My dude, how does it feel? Has it sunk in yet?
I got to tell you, man, I had this idea the minute Caleb won the crown. I said, okay, I'm going to take the biggest swing I've ever had in my life, and if this swing doesn't land, if I don't, hit it on the laces and get it out of the park, then I'm not sure if I can win it. And it feels really damn good to put it, over the fence. It feels amazing.
So, Mark, talk to me. How'd you play this thing out? I mean, were you in the corner, hiding out, then you showed up? Were you sitting there? I mean, you couldn't have been sitting at the bar in a cow uniform the whole time, right?
Bro, I've been sitting in the kitchen of the Lorelei with that landline gripping, waiting for the other shoe to drop with my luck. And, Dave and everyone at the Lorelei, and I actually had to go up and apologize to people because everyone in this state is so damn nice and cool and accommodating. I feel like this is my second home. I'm going to get wasted with all of them, and we are going to have a party, and that $5,000 will be gone by the night.
Dude, I'll tell you something else. First of all, really smart play by you to be on the landline after what happened last year. And because it's Friday, dude, if they're going to embrace you, they're going to take you to a fish fry as well. Make sure you hit the Friday fish fry.
I'm there. I'm in there like swimwear, brother. Happy Smackoff. Thank you so much to the Jungle. I've been listening since 2005, and this is such a fantastic to know that I've got a strap and that I'm in this Jungle history until the day it ceases is unbelievable. Thank you, Jim. Thank you, XR4TI. Your half fam won the Smackoff, brother.
Yeah, my half fam did. Go enjoy yourself, bro. You earned it. Mark in Boston, he is your champ.
Who's got it better than us?
Nobody! That's my half fam right there. Well, what an amazing story that he told, that he went to the Lorelei and was hanging in the kitchen on the landline because of last year's phone disaster. And that he got that idea as soon as Caleb won last year and knew that he had to take a big swing. And then he had to execute. All right, like I said, this is going to be controversial. Hey, Pool Doc, Nut, Bacon, have yourselves a show. Let me get some reaction really quickly as we go out the door. Alan writes, congratulations, Mark. True clones. Hashtag Smackoff. You know, I like what he said at the very end. Like, you could tell how much it meant to him. He is now part of the history of the program. Folklore. Immortal. Nobody can take that from him. Nobody. No matter how much you hate that decision, no matter how much you disagree with that decision, I said before, the decision is final. So it was tough. It was really, really tough. Bucket writes, not bad. Not bad at all. V and the Fee should have finished way better. But Mark did it, and he did it very well. Hashtag Smackoff. Mark in Hollywood responding. Big shout out to y'all who supported and enjoyed my call and the Smackoff. Best one ever at Jim Rome. Hey, Mark, that's class. That's class. And, dude, include me as somebody who supported and enjoyed your call. Believe me, dude. You came this close to wiring the field, and we had a tough time. Wow. Hey, get at it. I know a lot of you are pissed. I'll tell you what I'm not pissed about. Nothing. It may have been the best Smackoff ever. Been the deepest Smackoff ever. We're 29 in, and it's as strong as it's ever been. Man, what a day. Congratulations to everybody who took part. Thank you to everybody who took part. Appreciate y'all. Congrats to the champ, Mark in Boston. Up to the XR4TI. My crew worked really hard this Smackoff season. Great job, crew. Great job. I'm off for a couple of weeks, yo, but I'll check in with you. I'll hit you up on social, let you know what's up. In the meantime, react all you want on social media. Just do me a favor. Hashtag it Smackoff. Thanks for listening. See ya. We're out.